Welcome back to NSA Bulls Podcast, along with me and Nick, and we are ready to talk about the Chicago Bulls, even though I might not be that ready.
Me either.
Nick, what are you seeing around the NBA right now, and as far as our Bulls, what are you seeing right now?
Well, the NBA is very exciting right now. I don't really quite understand the in-season tournament. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. It's nice looking at the different designs that these teams got going on right now, but I feel like it is a little unnecessary.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I'm okay with, them trying to add new spices to the game, after like so many years. I mean, you're talking 60 plus years of, NBA basketball. They're just trying to find new nuanced things. But, just come down to getting guys to play. And, it's always a matter of, are they interested? I just think it's just too much money going on in the league. Right. That's just my base opinion on these things. But, yeah.
It's like almost like NCAA now, right? Type style. It seems like the vibe that they're giving off with the jerseys and the different color courts and shit.
Yeah.
I know the Bulls court was red. Like it was like a lot of red.
Too much red to me. Too much red. And let's talk about these Bulls for a second. Very frustrating start to the season.
Yeah.
3-game losing streak right now.
Yeah.
They're in these games. They don't make winning plays down the stretch.
Yeah.
The one thing I noticed with the Bulls is that they have a different strategy each game. Good teams, they have the same strategy every game.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you make some tweaks when it's necessary, but they don't know what works.
Mm-hmm.
To me personally, I feel like they should start every game giving the ball to Vooch. Get him involved, because it's clear as day that when he doesn't feel involved, his defense drops.
Okay.
And overall, I feel like Zach LaVine getting started early is ideal, because Zach's game is not predicated on turning it on late. He's not a turn it on late kind of guy. DeRozan is, but Zach isn't. So I feel like Zach should be, getting strong starts, and usually when he starts the game strong, he finishes the game pretty strong.
Yeah, that's true.
So that will be what I would like to see. It's not just those 3 guys either, though. I mean, our role players in the event, so like the Patrick Williams, stuff like that, he still has not put up, good productive numbers. I mean, his minutes have been dropped a little bit. I think Torrey Craig took his spot in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
But we can't hit open jump shots either, and we can't rebound for them. That's the problem too. In the Dallas game, that was an issue, and we kept Luka to 18 points.
Yep.
No Kyrie, kept Luka to 18 points. This man is currently right now leading MVP talks right now, because his team up until a couple last game lost. That was their first loss of the season. But
the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah. So I'm just like,
the best team in the NBA.
Yeah, and rightfully so, defending champion. So, and you expect the Bulls to, lose some games. Not like every game is a game they can win, but they're in these games, and they come down to the last 5 minutes, 6 minutes of a game, and making winning plays. And I just haven't seen any evolution with Zach yet. He's had games where he scores really good, but we already knew he could do that.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a little bit more, defensive intensity. I'm also looking for things where he's more of an intangible player. But the culprit of all of this to me is Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan is not a good coach. I mean, he's an average coach. Let me just put it that way. He's an average coach. He doesn't know how to manage his talent. That's just frustrating as a Bulls fan. I feel like we have a lot of talent on our team. Individually speaking, I feel like if these guys go to different teams, they shine. Kobe White, he'd go to a different team where, he might, be a really good asset as a backup point guard somewhere, and you'll see him having some breakout games. Javon Carter, I mean, we just got him, but he had a 50-point game in Milwaukee last year.
He's going crazy.
And he's putting up some good numbers, but
he's balling though.
Yeah. I mean, he hitting some shots. He getting back in the swing of things. And I'm not really upset with him. I'm just looking at the talent, and then I don't like the substitutions. I don't like how, it's like they do the same thing with the substitutions, but they have different strategies each game. So like they don't like Drummond would be in there, the next thing you know, they say, well, Vooch is coming in.
Yeah.
Even if Drummond is riding really good.
Yeah.
They don't let stuff ride out and just see like, okay, let me see what this guy can do for me for this game. It's 82 games of the season. I feel like this is the perfect time to kind of mix and match some things up and just see what works.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's working, don't sub the guy out while it's working. You know, you threw off the rhythm and then, you know, you're trying to give it right back to the guys that are the main key guys too early sometimes. You know, sometimes other guys can win the game for you other than, you know, your key top 3 guys. So I know that's a loaded statement back, but I just be a little annoyed with how they execute and how they just kind of don't allow things to play out, you know, with reserve backup sometimes. Okay. So that's just my take on it. But the NBA is interesting in general, though.
Yeah, it's hard to see what the Bulls are really doing. Like, they're not consistent as far as game plans, it seems like, or just the flow of the offense is not always there for me. Like, I feel like, to your point, Zach LaVine is not really showing improvements of being like an overall better player, but I feel like offensively, he's always been that, and it seemed like he kind of has fine-tuned his offensive skills this year in a way. What I've been noticing, it seemed like he's been a little bit more efficient and aggressive and not making terrible shot choices. Like, some of them are still a little but they're not as terrible as what I've seen like maybe last year. So it seemed like he's kind of getting smarter on the offensive end, but we do need him to be better defensively. Of course.
We need him to accelerate that because he's in his 10th year.
But that's probably not even who he is though at this point. Like, he's what we got and what we're getting from him defensively is probably what it's going to be.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, the thing is he's a very, very talented player. He has the capability to do a lot of things. But I just think there's more left on the table, I should say. You know, there's more that he could be doing.
You have like more expectations from him.
I think, and maybe I need to lower those. But it's hard to lower that with the salary you get paid.
Yeah.
You know, so the thing is that there's the points is one thing, and you're right. He has done a better job versus last year where he's actually, you know, not forcing as much. There's still moments I see throughout the game where he'll just take a shot like too early in the shot clock. But I mean, if I want to be that analytical, every player in the league does that. So, and that's understandable. It's just that our margin for error is very slim. So when I see certain things in the game, it's like it's more exaggerated because of, you know, us losing these games by 3 points, 4 points, 2 points. You know, we lose these games like just by decision making. Right. And it's not just the players, like I said before. Billy Donovan has not been a great coach for the Chicago Bulls. He doesn't know how to manage his talent. But that's just the woes of the Bulls right now. Hopefully they could, you know, make some type of progress. It's hard to say.
It doesn't seem like we just have enough to be one of those top teams in the East. Yeah. Like, whatever is missing, like the headspace for some of our players or just additional talent or coaching, is like something's missing, obviously. Yeah. For us to just be like, why can't we just play the same way every game?
It's coaching. That's what I really believe is coaching, because we have enough talent to not win a championship, but we have enough talent that if we're in the playoffs, from a talent standpoint, we can put ourselves in positions to win any game. Every game is a winnable game. When the Bulls, talent-wise, like walk into an arena, no one can look at them and say it's about to be a dub session tonight. It's got to be a 30-point like outing, right? You know that you got talented guys on your team. I mean, all of these, like, we got at least, if we really be real, we probably got at least about 7 guys that can get you 20. You know, 7 to 8 guys get you 20. Kobe White can get you 20. Not consistently, obviously not. DeRozan obviously can get you 20. Zach LaVine can get you 20. Vooch get you 20, right? The funny thing is, I want to put Patrick Williams in there. No, you can't. But you can't put him in there.
He's supposed to, but
exactly. 15 to 20 Caruso can get you 15 to 20. I've seen him, and I shout out to Caruso, by the way. Caruso has improved as well in terms of looking for his shot this season. That's what I like to see. Last year, he was like doing things where he wasn't even facing the basket. Yeah. So he made it like very obvious, very Joakim Noah-ish, where he was just like looking away from the basket when the direct lane to the rim was like available to him.
Right.
So I was
not trying to score.
Exactly. So he was giving us, it was like playing handicap basketball, because then you'd be going against a team that got all 5 guys out there looking to score, coming off screens and hitting jump shots. And Caruso wasn't, he was like basically just trying to be that selfless player and, see who can get that ball, and probably just trying to figure out, what gets guys going, right? Yeah. So he knew he wasn't in to score, but I'm glad that he picked up where he left off in the Miami Heat game in the play-in last year. Mm-hmm. So in that game that we eventually obviously lost, he actually was being aggressive and shooting his outside shot, and he was really good at it. I think he finished the game with like 22 points that game. So it was just something that they didn't game plan for in that game way back then, and he's taken that on this season and applied that. Io is still trying to work in the lineup.
Yeah, he's still hurt, right?
Io Donsumu, he's not hurt. He's just not getting as much playing time as he used to.
Okay.
I think when they got Javon Carter and then they moved Kobe White to the starting guard position, the minutes got less and less for Io for right now. But what I have noticed at Io is that he's been working on that outside jump shot. His outside jump shot has made some improvement when he's open. And that's the thing, that's the difference between winning and losing these games sometimes, is also, can you hit open jump shots? I saw a play in the Dallas game, bro, where we got like 4 to 5 second chance opportunities and missed every last one of them. Yeah. I was extra blue. I was like, bro, y'all can't do this, man. Come on, man. That's the point of hitting the glass. You hit the glass, and I know obviously, like I'm saying it like they doing it on purpose. Like they're not doing it on purpose, but it's just frustrating when they can't convert on plays that is necessary. Right. Winning teams do that, and then winning teams also convert on other teams' mistakes. So they would get times where they would like make the right defensive like stop. Yeah. Then they come down and turn the ball over themselves. So it's like it just washes itself out. Like you guys didn't there was no point of you even getting that turnover. Obviously like that's how I'm looking at it. It's like they would do stuff like that. Yeah. Winning teams would get that turnover. Next thing you know, they getting an and one on the end of the floor, or they getting that 3-point rate, or they getting a foul. And there'll be times they would get the turnover, they get that key block, and then they bad pass, the ball going out of bounds, or somebody was not in the right lane or whatever. And that's why I think the coaching comes into play, because Billy would just let them play. Yeah. And some coaches would literally call timeout just off that. We call it timeout. Yeah. You can't burn the timeouts all the time, but they would do stuff like that to say, listen, I need you guys to, hone in and focus in more. And I don't know if he can get them going. Every coach.
I think it's just a bad situation too, especially when it comes to Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're paying him the contract that he has and he's not there to play. Yeah. And that money could be spent on someone else.
Yeah, they said that he just turned 26 years old. The last time he played for the Bulls, he was 22.
That's not true.
I don't know. I think it was a matter of he was about to turn 23 that year, maybe within a month or something. Okay. But at that time when he basically stopped playing.
It hasn't been 3 years since he hasn't played though. Well, this is the 3rd year.
It's been about 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah, okay.
Because when he came to the Bulls, it's 2021 year, right? Mm-hmm. We're in the 2024 season now. Yeah. So he came in the 2021 year, but then he got hurt.
He probably played in the year 2022, not the season, but the year.
He played
21-22 season.
He played a few games of the 2022 season.
20,
I know what you mean. 2022 year. He played a few games of that. He only played 39 games of that first year.
So I wonder if he played into the next calendar. I don't know.
I don't know. Right now, I do know this though. Because he's obviously ruled out for the rest of the season, right? Yeah. When this season is over with, he would have missed 87% of his games with the Chicago Bulls. That's crazy. 87% of those games.
That is crazy.
You know what I mean? But I also fault the Bulls because I'm like, okay, he got hurt, but you guys keep holding on this hope. that next year he need to be on the block getting signed, like traded off. I would never want another man to not get his money, in the NBA. Okay, but this can't continue. This is bad. This is bad. I mean, we holding on to him like he was a superstar. Like we know what he could do when he's healthy.
Yeah.
And he's a formidable point guard. I mean, yeah, great decision making, great defense, good set shooter. But if you're not able to put that on the court because of your health, and this is too long of a time.
The Bulls are just like screwed, bro. They're screwed.
Yeah,
it's a disastrous situation.
It is, unfortunately. Because, I
don't know. Like, we're depending on Kobe White to be our one. I don't know about that. And then Caruso, we kind of put a lot on Caruso, and that's not even the type of player he is. NBA player is, at least.
Yeah.
And then
he's an intangible guy. He's the kind of guy you need in your team to win a championship. Yeah. So I appreciate Caruso wholeheartedly, but
he's like he could be great on the Bulls if he didn't have so much weight on his shoulders, as far as having to score the ball or looking for an opportunity to score. Like he obviously doesn't feel comfortable doing that. But he already won a championship, so he proved to be a good player, great player. But he's in the Bulls jersey, taking on new roles that he don't feel comfortable doing.
Yeah, he's designed to be in there to actually guard the best team's players, perimeter players. Mm-hmm. Do the grunt work. He's a dirty work kind of player. Yeah. The things that do not come on the stat sheet. But I feel like we're in a game now that everybody needs to be doing that. That's the problem I have with the league now, where you got the guys in the league, like obviously we're talking about the Bulls, Zach LaVine, right? Guys that primarily are known to score, right? Mm. But then they're too much in that one category. For a guy that's been in the league that long, he needs to take on more responsibility. Yeah. And say, listen, I understand Caruso is out there, defending his ass off. Yeah. But I need you to do the same thing. Yeah. Because you're a premier top earner in this league. Right. But at the same time, you have all the tools and the capabilities to do so.
I don't know. I feel like the Bulls, you can give it up for the Bulls organization for trying this because it was better than what we had. It brought a spark to the Bulls organization, but it's just not working out. You know what I mean? It was probably not a good choice to give Zach all that money. We could have used that to maybe figure something else out.
Yeah, it's one of those scenarios where in any multiverse you would look at it the opposite way, right? So let's say we didn't give him the money, he walks out and then he goes a good team and he's shining. He we should have gave him the money.
Yeah,
but then it's on this side because we know what we're in now.
I think maybe they could have looked at it not even just he's gonna be killing. Obviously he gonna kill no matter where he go. He doing good now for the Bulls, but are we gonna be able to win? We got to put a winning team together. I don't think on paper we look good, but I don't think it's just it's not a winning team. And maybe because Lonzo's hurt. To be honest, I hate to say put that much weight on Lonzo Ball, but we'd probably be a way better team if he never got hurt and we always just grew, as a whole, the whole unit. So,
That's valid. 100% valid. I mean, in today's game too, you do need a premier point guard because you look at all the other teams in the league that got it. And it's tier based as everything else is, right? So you got, the upper echelon point guards, the household names, right? The Currys of the world, the Chris Pauls. Hell, I mean, they got two of them over there. Chris Paul, the Ja Morants, the Damian Lillards.
But then you also
the Drew Holidays.
You got the Drew Holidays. That's a lower tier.
Exactly.
You also got the Marcus Smarts.
Exactly.
Lower tier. But those guys are just what you're gonna get out of them. And then also
De'Aaron Fox.
Exactly. He's
killer.
One of the top tiers. But the thing, my problem is with Kobe White, and it's nothing against him, it's like it's probably against the Bulls because we just keep putting these players in roles that they're not comfortable in.
Yeah.
Like Kobe White is supposed to be coming off the bench, being a spark, hitting a couple threes and ones, whatever it may be, just bringing some type of spark to the Bulls off the bench. But now they got him playing in a role that he probably is more responsibility, more pressure for him to be a point guard. And it's like, he's a good player, but that's not probably the player he is.
That's an excellent point you make, but it's hard. Like, who would they have put in that position? I mean, the only other guard I can think that could space the floor a little bit, like some of the qualities that Lonzo brought. Not all of them, obviously, but some of them, right, would have to been just a Javon Carter then.
Yeah, I mean, we could have went off of Chris Paul. Like, the Bulls are so, like, we made this big decision to get Vooch and DeMar DeRozan, but it doesn't have to always be a big decision, right? Like, it can just be a piece. Like, that's what good teams usually do. They're just piece by piece, year by year. You know what I mean? Keep the same nucleus, but just keep adding on to enhance the team. And that's what we struggle at doing. Like, we haven't really got better. Like, okay, we know that Lonzo Ball's not going to be playing. Like you said, well, we should have just cut our losses, do something about it. You know, this shouldn't be a big surprise that he's not playing this year. Like y'all paying the man. Y'all should know what his future is going to be looking like, right? So, maybe we should just cut our losses, have some money, maybe get Chris Paul, get a couple scorers. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, like, yes, y'all got this team, but at the same time, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, right? Like, and that's the thing. And the way it looks is like we're going to struggle to even make it to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's saying a lot, especially in the East. Like, the East, I'm not saying is a cakewalk, but shit, with the names that we have, it should be a cakewalk for solidifying a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, it should be. You're right, absolutely. It's just tough, though. Yeah, so about the rest of the NBA.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting things going on around the NBA and some things that are not so exciting. I mean, everybody's talked about it in the sports world, but James Harden now plays for the Clippers now.
Yeah.
How you feel about it? Scale of 1 to 10, what's your excitement level on that?
I'm not excited for that.
Me either.
I'm not excited.
I'm not.
They're going to fucking mess up their flow.
I agree with that.
You know, and it could be potentially a disaster, especially how James Harden, he's like a diva and shit. Like, it's not just basketball, it's the whole James Harden persona that the Clippers are going to be dealing with and shit.
Yeah. I don't even know why a team take a chance on that anymore. You know, given what he's done the last 3 years, forcing his way out of teams, gets another team, force his way out of another team. And it's like you just left a really good team.
Yeah.
Philadelphia got an MVP and obviously Joel Embiid. Yeah. And it's just doesn't make sense. Usually you see these kind of things or you have more understanding of it when it's a team that's bad.
But did you hear about, like, the reason why and stuff? Because of
elaborate on that on me. I heard about this, like, through TikTok and all this stuff.
So I think it's like, this is something that he was promised, like, an extended amount of years, a certain amount of money, and then that contract or that conversation was, like, taken off the table when it came down to it, type shit. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, so whatever. Like, but if you're just talking basketball, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but I always think it's something with him all the time anyway. Yeah. He just a diva to me. Yeah. No shade. I mean, I don't know how to say it like any other way. I just think he's a diva. Yeah. He's accomplished everything in the sport other than winning a championship. Yeah. So he's got MVPs, he's got scoring titles, all NBA teams, so he walks around like is what it is, and there's so much money given out of the league now, and it's not like any hate on my end, but it's just like it taints people. Like people, they don't. It takes a special person, I should say, that can get max dollars, right? $200, $250 million contracts, and still go out there and play like they need to go earn it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Most people would move like him if you give him the opportunity to do so.
Right.
I do think there's going to be some serious conversations for the future for the next, when the collective bargaining agreement comes back up, because there's too many people out here, like, well, him in particular, that's finessing stuff, and fans and anybody that's coming to these games, they don't really understand the business side. They never will, but they're not trying to either, because that's not the role they're here to do. Like, I mean, you're here to like play for the fans, play for your team, and that's at the baseline of it. But it's, well, this person promised you this, and I understand that. I mean, these things happen outside of basketball, but just going around and moving like that, I just don't agree with it.
It
overall.
just like, if you were promised certain things and somebody did something against their word or against the promise that was made, or you feel like they, doing you bogus in some type of way, that's like a whole nother like thing. So but all I can speak on is how it appears James Harden is. And it just appears like in this late in his career, he doesn't really care that much about basketball. That's how it seems, just because he's been going from all these different teams. And you can probably make some excuses, but like, why make the excuse? Like, let's talk basketball. Let's just play the game. James Harden, for most of his fans and NBA fans, want to see him perform well. Yeah. Just for the sake of basketball. Right. Him playing well enhances the sport, watching it. So for me, he has to go out there and just play. Like, just go out there and, prove yourself pretty much. And I feel like if he doesn't prove himself, then this can be like the story James Harden, like who James Harden really is. We can really put that stamp on James Harden.
Shit, I already got the stamp on him.
I haven't put the stamp on him yet. I got the stamp on him. But this is going to be whether I stamp him or not, and see how he conducts himself.
Well, he did say that. He's not a system player. He is the system. Yeah. Like, he said that with
bad words. I think that was a bad choice of words.
So I'm saying he's just stupid, bro. Like, well, let me not say stupid. It's insulting to say that, what I just said, but it's just crazy. Like, you coming over to a team with 3 other guys that do more than you. Right. They do more than you. Like, they play both ends of the floor at a high level.
If he sounds like he just wants to go to a regular team and be the star, like, why don't he just do that instead of mess up a team that's already got something going on? Yeah, like, that's how it seems like it might happen.
Yeah,
I'm not really confident in this trade at all, really.
No, I'm not either. I don't know how he's going to fit in, and how is Tyronn Lue going to, apply the minutes for him and Russ, and Harden's going to have an issue with not starting. Yeah. So that obviously they're going to have to find a way to start all 4 of them. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You got to start.
Yeah. Russ probably not going to be starting. Or James Harden might not. Somebody not going to start, right?
Yeah. It's a situation I never expected. Start. If both of them start, and then you got to obviously have Kawhi and Paul George start, and then
then Zubac, whatever his name is.
Yeah, like on paper, look good. On paper, but the Clippers have an issue with staying healthy anyway. Yeah. So this is like, some people look at this as like an insurance policy. Yeah. Just in case one of them go down. Yeah. And, I still got Harden in the back pocket, and that's how they're gonna look at this thing. But I don't expect the Clippers to make too much noise as it pertains to like the upper echelon teams. Yeah. They are one of those teams, but the Denver Nuggets or,
Denver Nuggets is just too good though.
Yeah, Denver Nuggets, Golden State looking like themselves again.
Yeah, they good as fuck. Yeah.
IQ, man. Yeah. It's that IQ with Paul and all those boys. They know how to win basketball games. The whole
system.
Yeah.
Thorough.
Yeah. It's going to come down to me with those guys, those teams. And
Golden State and
Golden State, Denver.
Those 2 teams. Yeah. Damn near, yeah.
I think it's going to be a really good clash in the conference finals with those teams. Yeah. Phoenix is going to be there too. I don't think so. But the whole,
I think maybe, because of Devin Booker, shit. Yeah. But even the Sacramento might be right there. They might.
Sacramento's tough.
Yeah, they're tough.
You see what? Okay, so that's where I want the Bulls to be at.
Yeah.
When you look at the talent pool of Sacramento, right? They in the conference final. I mean, in the conference that is actually tougher than it is in the East, right? But every night they play hard, and every night they play the exact same way. You know why? Because they coach, and Mike Brown is a good coach.
Yeah.
He's an exceptional coach.
Yeah.
And you see the difference between
And
his product that he get them to do and what Billy Donovan do.
Well, they also got like younger guys too, like younger players.
Right.
That's like probably one to prove.
But that should be more of an advantage on our part then. If we got older players, our older players have more veterans.
Yeah, but we got older
just like
players,
Golden State does.
Older players like you stuck in their ways and might not be playing defense all the way and shit like that.
It's the coaching, bro. Like it's 70% of the coaching, and I can sprinkle some on every other player out there. But it's the coaching.
I think it's just the whole everything put together. The whole thing put together. I think it's just
I think if you gave Mike Brown that same team that the Bulls got, they would be doing exactly what Sacramento doing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
because he makes sure they prepare every night.
Yeah,
you know, like if you beat Sacramento, your best player has to go nuts.
Yeah,
like Curry and them boys, they know how to do it, but Curry has to get 40 for them to win. Mm-hmm. The games are going down to the wire. Mm-hmm. And you just got to appreciate Sacramento's effort because you know that they're not the best team in the Western Conference, but they got a star in their own right, you know, with De'Aaron Fox. So every night they playing A-level basketball, and that effort will win them 50-some games in the season. So they're gonna be there to win 50. They just losing against teams that they should lose to, technically speaking. Well, so that's where they at with it.
But low key, what's it called? Memphis. They not gonna.
Memphis is looking bad, bro. Like 0-6 so far in the season. You know, it's tough.
That's tough.
It's real tough out there. Now, Dallas, on the other hand,
decent.
Dallas is looking real good. It's starting off hot, you know, and then you got Pelicans, but breaking news with the Pelicans, CJ McCollum with his, collapsed lung. Crazy situation. He might be out for the rest of the season. My prayers up to him and his family. Wow. But that's a big blow for the Pelicans. But then you obviously talked about the Clippers.
I think the Pelicans will still be okay, though.
I don't know. I think they might take a little bit of a dip, but it's still early, so it's hard to call it. You know, it's hard to call it. I mean, right now the Kings aren't even in the playoff seed, but it's too early. It's only been week and a half in the playoff basketball, so it's not. I mean, not playoff basketball, but NBA basketball. So it's not something that you could just assume right away. Yeah. All these teams trying to work kinks out with new additions and things like that, and that's why I feel like also Denver Nuggets are going to be right there.
Man, they're going, bro.
But you know what? Last episode, you talked about Luka being your favorite to win MVP.
Yeah, just given how his situation might be.
Yeah.
Given that the Dallas Mavericks will probably be a little better this year, and then he's still going to be going crazy. So if they have a good record, one of those top teams, he could be.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they could be top 4 team, though.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Dallas, as a franchise, they pissed off they didn't make the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
So they'll definitely be there.
Yeah.
Now if he can get in that top 4 seed, I would pretty much lean on him getting that. If it's not him, I can see Jokic going back and getting another one.
Yeah.
Him or Curry.
Yeah,
I think those 3 are my leading candidates. I think the MVP will be in the Western Conference.
Yeah, it would be good seeing Curry get another MVP though. Yeah, I respect it, especially if he get like a number 1 seed or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be it's gonna be real interesting with those 3 teams in my regard. I think it's really coming down to those 3 teams, coming out the Western Conference.
Yeah.
I don't see nobody else beating any one of those 3 teams. I mean, they can make it interesting.
Yeah, not a 7-game series.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Lakers will probably make it interesting, but I can't see them getting over those humps.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't think the Lakers gonna. The Lakers might be in the play-in tournament, bro.
Yeah, I feel like
because they
6 seed. I feel like maybe 6 seed, but 6 seed is still playing too, though, I think.
Yeah,
it's like top 5. That's like not in shit.
Yeah. The Lakers gonna be in like the playoffs, but they might be getting that play in first though.
Yeah.
It's possible because it's kind of hard to like analyze their team. They got a lot of bigs, which is good. They got Christian Wood now, and obviously got their key pieces as well. But
they might not have enough scoring though.
They don't have enough outside perimeter shooting.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think they got that, not knockdown aspect. But,
right.
I think if they were to see a team like the Kings in the playoffs, they would have a problem.
Yeah.
They'd have a little bit of a problem because they pace is so fast.
Yeah.
For
real. Low key, if Curry get and then the Golden State get number 1 seed, Curry might get MVP. Low key.
That's what it would take for a repeat MVP to get MVP again.
Yeah.
Like somebody who's won MVP before, typically they have to do something like that
And
again.
he don't get hurt. He play a lot of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So he's gonna put himself in that category with the amount of games played, the production, and then his team success. So
the West is fun though. It's fun seeing who's gonna be able to pull through.
Yeah.
'Cause I guess it is gonna come down to like who's available to play every night and who can get you the wins.
Man,
depending on health.
I never gave you my insight though on that MVP talk though. I can see what you're saying though, but I probably would say. You know what? Let me just take this. I'll go with Luka as well for right now.
Yeah.
I'll go with Luka right now. The league is waiting for him to actually take that next step too. He already a star in his own right, but the league is waiting on that.
What if Giannis get hurt, right? Dame leads the way and get MVP.
No, I don't think that would work.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy, but they still wouldn't win anything.
And Giannis comes back for the playoffs. And they still end up getting the number 1 seed.
I don't think that's going to work.
I think that could happen.
No, because if Giannis got hurt, Boston, we shouldn't be wishing this, by the way. Like, we shouldn't be saying this. Like, it's like putting it out in the air. But if those situations were to occur, Boston would actually be better than them. And Tatum would take a further case on that MVP
But
discussion.
what if Milwaukee still holds on to the number 1 seed and Giannis doesn't play a majority of the games and comes back for the playoffs?
Well, I mean, this is a lot of ifs.
Dame is leading the way.
They won't keep the number 1 seed if Dame is not.
If they do that, they have to give it to him.
They wouldn't have to give it to him.
Maybe.
They wouldn't have to.
Depending on their record and how crazy Dame's going.
Yeah, but you see, when you do all those depends, then you can say that for everybody then.
Yeah, you could.
Depend on that.
Shit, KD could get it.
Nah.
If fucking Bradley Beal doesn't come back.
I don't think that's going to happen either. I think it just come down to like those 3 teams.
Yeah.
One of those 3 teams is going to get that MVP, and their team is going to go to the championship.
So you're including Giannis in that?
Yeah.
Giannis.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that Western Conference first, but then when I talk about the East, it's really just between Giannis and Tatum to me. I don't think Embiid is going to be in it.
Yeah, Tatum is going crazy, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But the thing with me with Tatum, and I might have said this last time we had an episode. I'm looking for Tatum to do a little bit more. It sounds like I'll be like having these like crazy expectations on people, but Tatum, I'm looking for him to do things that, like, okay, if the team needs you to do that, you got to do that.
Yep.
Like that kind of thing. Like he wants to score. That's what he wanted to do. That's what he loved to do. That's what they wanted to do. But there's times throughout the game, especially in the playoffs, which is far out from now, that your team's going to need you to get that stop, get that defensive stop. They're going to need you to make that key pass, and He just seems like his interest level drops when he got to do other things.
Yeah,
He more about like he do it, but he don't do it to the level that he does that other thing.
He ain't got that dog in him.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing that I want to say, but I'm trying not to go that way and say that because people will say, "Well, dog, you said, well, he had 50 in a game 7." That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if that ain't working, is there another way to win this basketball game?
Yeah, because low key, a lot of people can get 50 points in the NBA.
Yeah,
even like non-superstars.
Yeah,
so that ain't. Yeah, you gotta have that dog in him.
Yeah,
I guess Joel don't really got that dog in him.
He don't.
But he won MVP.
Yeah, and once he won it, he acted like he won a championship.
You're right.
That's the thing I don't like. It's been like so many MVPs in years past. They was like, well, we still got a job to do.
Yeah.
You know, his thing was
his
crying. He over here crying and stuff like dude.
That was down in his championship.
Yeah, but he don't have that dog.
Yeah.
He don't have that dog. His talent says he does, but he don't have that dog. If you gave Joel Embiid a little bit of that Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. So who's the dogs in the NBA?
The dogs in the NBA?
Yeah.
Whew. I mean, you got the guys we always talk about. You got the Currys of the world.
You got Curry.
You got the Luka Doncic of the world.
Yep, you got Luka.
You got the Kawhis of the world.
Kawhi.
But my thing with Kawhi is, I need him to play more, play more basketball. But he's still a dog when he on the court, obviously, if we're going by that.
Yeah.
You got the LeBrons of the world, right?
Of course.
You got the, who else you got? I think De'Aaron Fox is a dog. He's a dog to me because
is.
Because he want to win.
Yeah, and that's why
he go out there and he play like that.
That's why they so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's
Damian Lillard is a dog.
Definitely.
Who else is a dog out there?
Yeah.
Listen, there's a lot of guys. Oh yeah, how can I forget? Jokic is definitely a dog. Murray's a dog. Jamal Murray's a dog. Yeah. Because Jamal Murray is a gamer. Like, he's the kind of guy that, he is. He gonna find a way to make some impact on that game.
Yeah.
Like, he's a gamer. There's a lot of guys. See, you're right. See, that's why we don't be getting fazed by these 40, 50-point games. I mean, it's good.
Who we missing though?
I mean, it depends. I mean, we talking all-star. We talking guys that, are like really good. I think Fred VanVleet is a dog. Okay. I think Jalen Brunson's a dog.
Jimmy Butler,
obviously a dog.
Jalen Brunson is a dog.
He's a dog.
Kyrie. You didn't say Kyrie.
Yeah, it's just some of the names. Kyrie is a dog.
He is a dog.
It's a lot of talent. It's so much talent in the
John
league.
Morant. Damn, there is.
He's a dog.
He is, bro.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah. So, I mean, KD's a dog, no question.
Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Devin Booker probably top 4 dogs in the NBA. To me.
To you?
To me. I think because he plays with a lot of intensity and a lot of passion. And
he does.
And he got a lot of will and a lot of heart. Mm-hmm. Like, he wants to win, bro.
Yeah.
That's what he care about. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
He do whatever it takes to win. Because I remember he used to be like a big volume scorer, right? But he'd sacrifice that for the better of his team. And he took on that role like quickly without any problems. Like, even when Chris Paul got there, he didn't make it all about him and his scoring because everybody knew he could score. But he's just doing it for the better of the team. So, and that says a lot. So salute to him.
Yeah.
Bro.
I think DeRozan is a dog. I think he a dog.
I don't know.
I think he a dog, but I also think too that
he a lazy dog.
We just so critical because we're Bulls fans.
He a lazy dog.
I think he a dog, but the thing is I just think a lot of these guys too, what separates the other guys from other ones is that X Factor gene, because everybody cold. Mm-hmm. Everybody cold. Everybody can get buckets.
Everybody got talent.
That's why they there.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's to me, I look at it exactly you just on some. I can't lose tonight. I need when you exude that kind of personality, and translates into wins. You get I mean, not like I'm like the guy that people should care about opinion, but that's my stamp of approval on my end. I'm like, man,
I mean, but
we're
shit,
going that day.
The whole time, dogs win MVPs usually and championships. So you gotta be a dog. If you want to be a winner, you gotta have that extra gear, and you gotta have that winning mindset, and not get phased by whatever is going on,
right?
Just to complete the job. So not complaining too much about fouls.
Yep.
Not complaining too much about touches.
Yep.
But just out there winning the game.
Yeah. All right. So let's put out there. Where do you project Wemby to get this season? Do you think some people speculate that given how well he's been playing and adapting to the NBA game, that he might be first team All NBA. Some people think he might be first team All NBA. I think that's kind of hard to go that far.
Yeah.
If he made that is really impressive as a rookie.
I mean, I feel like I haven't thought about that yet, but I feel like he's gonna make the All-Star team. Yeah. And as far as what was it, the selection you was just saying?
All NBA. Yeah. I mean, All NBA is broken down by first, second, and third team.
Yeah. Right. So he can make one of them. I don't know if he's gonna make the first one. Yeah. I mean, what's his position? Is it center or is it power forward?
That's what I'm talking about. I would. They probably got to put him in the center. They probably
so we have to kind of see what's going on with that. So if it's gonna be center, then shit, who else you got? He ain't gonna make it over Jokic. Ain't no way. No. You know what I mean? So shit, maybe that second spot, he could be potentially the second best center in the West. Given the numbers and shit, I mean, he ain't no traditional center. That's why I even asked what position he plays. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, he probably, I don't know if he's playing better than Anthony Davis, so I'm not sure about that. But that's probably the person he'd be going up against for that second spot if he is considered a center.
Yeah, this kid is special though. He's extremely special. What we've seen from him. Yeah, bro. Yeah, he's phenomenal. It's just crazy. Like, looking at him on TV, like, man, like,
video game.
He's shooting threes. That's all I'm doing. Pull-up threes on people in Phoenix.
Pulling up. Coming down the court. Walking.
Then like,
to the three.
But normally when guys are that tall, they don't have, like, that touch. He got, like, the touch to the shot. Like, yeah, so I mean,
and he on the perfect team to do this shit. Yeah,
it's crazy out here.
Guess he's not.
How much talent is in the league? The game is so global now, and so many guys out there. I mean, hell, you even got guys in the league like Dennis Schroeder, starting guard. Mm-hmm. He cold. Yeah, he was just a EuroLeague MVP.
Yeah, you know what's crazy though? Yeah. Shit, Julius Randle, bro, what he on?
What you mean?
He tweaking.
He always tweaking.
He tweaking, bro. The Knicks, I know they mad. They need to swap him out.
I don't know what they can get for him though.
Yeah. I feel bad for Jalen Brunson because he gonna need an upgrade. He needs an upgrade.
Well, I was watching that game. New York's last game. Yeah. And it came down to the wire, and they had the game in for grasp. They had it, and they let it go away. Jalen Brunson hit a big three. He had 45 points. Yeah, he went nuts. Yeah.
I wonder why he took Wemby out.
I wanted to. Probably foul trouble. Or maybe just trying to give him some rest. Yeah. Yeah, but Chicago Bulls, man. Chicago Bulls. I swear, man.
Sheesh.
Tough situation. Tough to watch. Tough to digest.
It is.
Nobody seemed mad, too. That's the thing that make me mad. Like, nobody seemed like enough with this.